Uncle C, back in the office, and in today's video I'm going to be discussing the exact type of man that majority of women get obsessed by when it comes to dating. Now, here's what I can tell you. When I unleash this very first point, this very first topic, this very first tactic, this may trigger some people to become angry. I advise you to watch until the end of this whiteboard presentation, all the way to the end, because not only do I almost guarantee you that I can shift your perspective on what type of guy this actually is and why women are attracted to them, but ultimately this is going to give you, as a dude, rock solid principles to live by to not only ensure that your success and your lifestyle is being propelled forward, but ultimately you can command the attraction from the type of companion that you have always desired. Let's dive in. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Casey Zander. I'm the founder of Headman, and I'm here to revitalize masculinity and help make men full stack. So, let's dive in. I'll give it to you straight. What type of dude do chicks get obsessed with? Well, strictly, this is going to be the dude who is selfish and self-centered. This is going to be your typical a-hole, okay? Why though? So this is the part that triggers you. You're like, oh man, I'm mad, this made me angry. Okay, I get it. But why is this so attractive? Well, here's what I can tell you. When you're a man and you're a bit selfish, or even a lot selfish, or you're a lot self-centered like me, I can tell you there's numerous times in my entire 20s where the only thing I was focused on was myself, building my body, building my business, building Headman, and ultimately going on dates and getting really good at dating. That was it. Like, that's all I care about. And because of that, here's what I can tell you. When women see that you're focused on your own, like when a girl actually sees it, and it's not a tactic like, ooh, he just didn't return my call for 20 minutes and he plays a game. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you're a dude and you've actually became what it is that you want to become. It shows that he is number one, and it ultimately shows that he leads. He leads his own life. Because just for once, when she stumbles across a dude where it doesn't matter how pretty she is, doesn't matter how many Instagram followers she has, like, when he puts himself first, this makes her feel safe, okay? The selfish or self-centered dude is able to not only command the respect that he deserves in his life, but he doesn't put up with BS and he knows where to put his time. This is extremely attractive to a woman because she feels safe. So here's the other cool thing about this is when you do put yourself first, when you do come from some sort of selfish frame, it shows that you as a dude, you have vision. Okay, it shows you're actually going places. Like, if you're a bit selfish or self-centered, it shows that where you're putting your time, where you're putting your attention, where you're putting your validation is probably going to be placed upon yourself because you're attempting or trying to succeed. So, what does that mean? Well, that means a dude who's self-centered is typically a man who is building purpose and a man who has value in his life. This is something that is so lacking from 99% of men. They have no purpose, they have no value, but they're still focused on short-sighted tactics like learning female nature. I'm going to tell you something. Nothing substitutes the work. There is absolutely no way you can go toe-to-toe with a dude who's put in the decade of work, whether that be on himself, on his charisma, on his personality, on his business, on his finances, because that dude had to be selfish in order to succeed. That dude had to put himself first in order to be the type of man that you see today. So, this is something that's lacking. I advise you to be more of this. In the land of fields where people are constantly told you, give more, give back more, make sure all the others come first. The problem is you end up having absolutely nothing to give. You've built no value within yourself. So I'm going to explain this right in the middle column here, okay? In this middle column, when we shift, you're going to see exactly why this actually makes you a nicer guy. Dare I say nicer, right? This makes you a more of a man of value that can give back, and I will show. Here's the thing though, okay? A man who's self-centered, the ultimate factor is he knows that 99% of the stuff that most people focus on is totally BS. It's total BS. It gets him nowhere. And not only that, if he is willing to indulge in it, What happens is it's not anything productive that actually leaves the women feeling some type of way towards them that leads to attraction. 99% of the stuff that you run after, right, is completely worthless and will do nothing to move the needle in the success habits that you need in life to be the type of man that you want to be. So here's why it's okay. Here's why for once I'm going to give you the permission, the excellence, the ability to say, you know what, I don't care what everybody else is doing. Me, myself, and I'm going to be selfish so that way I can command the level of respect that I need. Here's what I can tell you. Value equals time. Okay? Time of selfishness. Let me give you an example. You would not believe growing up how many times I skipped out on birthdays, I skipped out on dinners, I skipped out on family reunions, I skipped out on everything. Like, hey, it's little Johnny's six-year-old birthday and we have confetti and balloons. Do you want to come? No. Why? Because I'm doing something. Why? Because I have stuff going on. You're selfish. You don't put others first. Okay, yeah, that's fine. You can keep talking. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Okay, that's the narrative that your friends or your family will try to put upon you. Here's what I can tell you though. Because I built value in myself, okay, because I wasn't able to give at a birthday party or I chose not to, I'm now able to give at a much higher level. As of right now, I'm able to give to 188,000 subscribers on the internet. I'm able to give back with my products and with my services. I'm able to give back in situations far more because I've risen my level of competence. Okay, value as a man to craft takes nothing but time. Like I said, there is no substitute for the time. There's no substitute for the work. And ultimately, what you're going to see is you're going to see times of selfishness. You have to be selfish in order to build your value. In fact, if you decide not to be self-centered, you will never have any value to give. Okay? Women love a man of value. Women get obsessed with a man of value. They think, how can I lock this guy down? How can I make sure that this man is the father of my children? How can I make sure that this man is the guy who has provisioning power or has status or makes me feel safe? Okay? This is going to take you being a bit selfish. Dare I say, a lot selfish. So, when you are selfish, when you take the time to build value in yourself, well, the cool thing is you can give back at a level far higher than you ever could if you were just giving your time away freely. Okay? This is a no-brainer. So, I advise you, become the man that she's attracted to despite feelings of negative emotion from time to time that you may be pressured. Okay? If other people are in a reactionary state to you or feeling negatively in their emotional state, I want you to come up with the phrase, this too shall pass. They may be angry, but the sun will come up tomorrow. They'll get over it. Okay? You need to buckle down. You need to hunker down and you need to build your value as a man. You need to command the type of value that you know you need in order to command the type of attraction that all men would like to have. You see, there's a certain superpower wired deep in your masculinity that you have, but most don't even know exists, let alone even know how to unlock. Therefore, it is my duty to explain to you one thing specifically, okay? Men must build. You must craft the man day by day. If you refuse to build, you have to know that somebody else will be building, and when they are older and when you're older and you have to stand toe-to-toe on the S3XO marketplace, because it is a contest in some way, shape, or form. Survival of the fittest is a thing, and men oftentimes want to get the best reproductive option possible. There's nothing wrong with that. That's how humans have probably survived evolutionary for, thousands of years. Here's what I can tell you. A man must be built. So, once you crack the code to building your value, you now unlock her deep layers of love. Just let that sink in. Because what happens when you have this value is you become a powerful man with vision. Okay? A man who has vision, you have to understand your vision will be tested. Your vision will be tested from time to time from your dating companion. Your vision will be tested by other people trying to interfere. Your vision will be tested in all ways, shapes, or forms. And I'm not just talking business. I'm talking anything that you have going for yourself that you enjoy doing. There will be people who try to pull you off that vision. So, because of that, this is where, when we actually lead our life with a selfish lens for a while, or for a long time even, in order to build the value we need, what happens is a man that holds frame, even if his chick is trying to put him off center of that frame, is the most attractive thing possible. Why? Because she's now in the presence of a king. Okay? A king makes the ultimate decision. A king looks over the land for the best interest of everybody. And a king has power, but ultimately that power has been put in his hands because he is the leader to ensure that that power is looked at in a positive light for the whole. He has value, he has competence, and the dude has skill. So, when you can command that king presence, you are now going to get dating companions that genuinely want to interact with you. So because you have created your value, okay, because you're a bit selfish, you will now unlock a level of genuine desire that 99% of dudes will never be able to command with the woman that they've always wanted forever. So I'm here to advise you, it takes time, okay? It takes time to craft your value. The things that I learn every single month go deeper and deeper and make me wiser and wiser because I'm consistently evolving. So, it's not necessarily that this dude who can possess negative emotion upon others is good, but what happens is the thing is that a selfish and or self-centered man will make her feel safer than a dude who is spending his time doing 99% or low-level tasks. This, fellas, is the way to not only increase your value, but ultimately win a woman over 10 times out of 10 compared to any other guy who does not put in the work. If you've reached this point in the video, you have two options. Okay, these are the only two options you have always had throughout your entire life. Option A is you can continue to go at this alone. You can continue to watch video after video after video after video and never take a lick of action ever. Or option B, you can take on this challenge armed to the teeth with guides, mentors, supports, and proven processes. And this is why I've set up a community of over 2,000 men inside of MBT. For those of you who don't know what MBT is, I highly advise you go down below and watch the brand new MBT webinar. I just shot this brand new for this year. And when you opt into this webinar, not only are you going to see the only 4 keys that a man needs to unlock levels of attraction that most have never discovered in their entire life, but by the end of this, you're going to have rock solid clarity of guys who are just like you, who have been there, done that. They took the system, they copied it into their dating life, and they actually started attracting the women that they've always wanted. That's number 1. Number 2, I advise you to go down and subscribe to my Headman Nation newsletter. I am posting valuable content multiple times throughout the week inside of this newsletter. Okay, and in that newsletter, I'm showing you backstage access, behind the scenes footage to some of my exclusive mental frameworks that I only share with you if you're on that newsletter. Guys, hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.